Today we're looking at some more ND filters by Freewell. Now this is the last of the packs. This is the Bright Day 6-pack. Now this is, I have a problem pronouncing this name, Polarized, which my sunglasses are the same. And obviously what we're talking about is it's blocking out, it's not letting so much light in. And this is why obviously we wear sunglasses. So we're going to put these sunglasses onto the drone. Now with these, they're slightly different, and what's good about this with Freewell, they've given you some little cards that come in the pack, and one of them is saying what's the line about. So on the lens there, you've got the little white line. It's a bit hard to see, but you can, it's there. And if you move it around to the H, which is horizontal, so long as the white line is matching where the horizontal is, that's that done. And if you want to change the camera to vertical, bring the white line back to the V, and that's for the vertical. They got some video, because I'm not the best person when it comes to talking about ND filters. I personally don't really use ND filters. Over the years, I've always just flown the drone, making sure that the sun's usually behind me, and that's good enough for me. But obviously for a lot of people, and I do get the odd occasion where I have to fly it towards the sun, and I wish I had understood how to use ND filters. But since Freewell has sent me these, I've looked into it a little bit more, and my way with dealing with this was, I don't understand the doubling up thing, but what I do understand is the EV, and I'll show you what I'm on about when we're actually flying. So I'm going to show you the 16. I think the 16 is probably good enough, even though today there's hardly any clouds at all. It's pretty bright. Don't forget I'm in Spain here, and if you brightness, we get plenty of brightness here. And what I'm going to do one without for the first flight, and just see if you notice anything. The second one's going to be a 16, and then we're going to put it on a 64. I put on the controller. I've also checked to make sure it's all up to date. The drone's on, it's ready to take off. It's already set its home point, which you've got to do. I'm going to do the auto takeoff. I'm going to press it on the controller, and I'm going to do a hand launch. I'm being a bit lazy. I'm doing it from the back of my car because it is pretty hot today. I would be sat in my deck chair, but then you wouldn't see me properly. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set the drone out. Now don't forget, I've got no filters on it, other than what I've got fitted on my drone now is the UV filter, because if you saw the video, well, I've got that on now. Now that won't make no difference at all about the light or anything. It's just protecting the drone itself. Record it now. Birdie's just gone past. Okay, we're going to go out. The sun's over in that direction. What I'm going to do is go out a distance, not too far, and we're going to about 370 feet there. I'm going to turn the drone to my left, and I'm going to fly it towards the sun there. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring up there's the sun there. So I'm going to bring the sun up, and I'm just going to fly in that direction there. And we're just going to see, by flying into the sun, putting a filter on, is that going to be a big help? So I'm not going to make these demos too long. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to drop the camera down onto the sea, because the other side of it, it's supposed to take away the glare, and so you shouldn't be able to see the sea bottom. Right, so I'm going to stop that. What I'm going to do now, just bring it back to me. What I'm going to do now is change over and put a 16 ND on now, 16 ND polarizer. Okay, so what I've done now, I put on the 16. Now guys, I might not even do the 64 because it's so hot here. The drone's already feeling hot, the camera's feeling hot, so I might only just get around to doing the 16. But you get a gist of it. And what I've done, if you noticed at the side there, you've got horizontal. You just move the line around to that so it lines up. If you turn the camera at the top there, it won't let me do it. But anyway, that's for vertical. So remember that as well. So I'm going to do the auto takeoff, and we'll see how it goes. Right. So at the moment we've got it on auto, and to be honest, that's not too bad. So I'm going to press the professional at the bottom right there. And I think personally the EV is about right, which is 240. And I'll just check it. You see what I'm on about. If I move that shutter, oh, hang on, that looks good. That's a bit too bright. Right, I think 160. Yeah, I think 160 looks good enough to me. It's not that bright, to be honest, so that's good. So I'm going to put on the record. I'm going to send it out over the sea like we did before. Just give it a bit of height first. So don't forget, we've got the ND16 on at the moment. I mean, to be quite honest, there ain't a lot of difference between that and what it was before, I don't think. Okay, just stand up a little bit more. Right, I'm going to turn it around, and we're going to look for the sun and see if there's any difference there. Looking at the sun. Let's have a look around for it. Where's that sun gone? I can see a sun glare there. Okay. Let's get my bearings on the ground there. Right. Let's just have a quick look. So there's the sun should be right above us. So I can only presume that's where the sun is. Yeah, that's where the sun is, but there's obviously no difference at all. So I'll fly it towards that for a bit, towards the sun. You can see a couple, well I can see, it looks like a couple of sunbursts on the screen there. What we'll do now, we're going to drop down the camera now, and we'll see if there's any difference between that and the sea. To me it looks a lot darker. Going to bring it back towards me. Okay, let's just line it up. That's what I like about this directional thing. So officially should come back in. Now to me that looks pretty dark to me. Good try. If I can, I will put the 64 on. I think what I might do, I'm going to have a bit of a break and just let everything cool down for a moment. In the end, I had to go home yesterday. The controller and the drone were just too hot. And to be honest guys, it's not worth risking it. So I come back another day, exactly the same, no clouds in the sky, it's really bright. I put on the Freewell 64 polarizer now. Now also, just in case I forgot to tell you, make sure that the horizontal has got the line lined up as well. So I'm just going to check now. Yep. So you can see the little white line is where the H is. so it's horizontal. So what we're going to do now, we're going to do the same as what I did the other day. I'm going to send the drone out, fly it towards the sun, drop the camera down, and we'll see if there's any difference with the 64. So let's get it going. We got it on auto. I'm going to put it onto pro. So it's a little bit darker now. Not that much darker. I'm going to try and change the EV there so we can get that EV down a bit. $160. No, now we're going back up. 160. 03. Right, so 1/100 looks pretty good to me on the EV. So that's that done. What we're going to do now is send it over the sea. Off we go. Give it a bit more height. A little bit more. Going to turn it to the left now. Oh, what I will do, I'll just put on the camera just to show the video footage on the camera. Going to take it to the left, and what I'm going to do now is raise up the gimbal and see if we can point it at the sun. There's the sun, so we've got a bit of a glare there from the sun. Okay, now I'm just going to run it along that part of the coast. Looks all right. I'm going to drop the camera down now. See if we can see anything different with that. Now on my screen, it looks pretty dark, so I can't really say if that's caused a problem. I'm going to fly it back towards me now. If you look down in the left-hand corner there, you've got my directional. So it's coming back towards me now. Just bring that down a little bit. Okay. Change of plan slightly. I'm going to put on the CPL. And that's got the same. It's got the white line. You can have it on horizontal or vertical. We're going to do horizontal again. And we're going to see if the CPL makes any difference in this bright light. So this all happens. So at the moment the settings are on auto, so we're going to change to auto. Wow, I mean that's completely washed out. So we're going to change the EV on this, and you can see the EV is well over. As you can see, I'm not used to these. It's getting a little bit better now. 1.3, 7, 1. Right, so I got it 1/2500. That seems good enough for me. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to put on the record. So the record's on now. I'm going to send the drone out, do the same thing with the CPL. Send out a little bit more. Just bring it up more height. Okay. You turn it to the left. You can see where the sun's reflecting off the sea there. I'm going to bring up the gimbal. It's about the same as what the 64 was really. Okay, so we drop it down. Going to fly to the left a bit. Okay. Why that? I think the screen is so sensitive sometimes. Okay, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to drop down the gimbal, have a look at the sea, and then we'll fly it back and see if there's any difference that way. So we just turn it. I'm watching the arrow down in the bottom left hand corner there, so it comes back to me. So that little red line, that's good enough. Off we go. There we are. Turn off the video. Straighten up the gimbal. And what we're doing now, in a minute, I'm just going to bring the drone down safely. And then we'll have a chat. So, I've done all 3 packs from Freewell, and I've got to thank Freewell yet again for sending me the packs to try out. Would I be using the filters? I can safely say for the UV filter I will be using it, and I've got it on the drone all the time now, because as I mentioned on that video, it just protects the camera. It hasn't affected the camera in the sense of light, so that is a bonus. The all-day ND filters, now maybe I should have gone out and tried that 1000. I think I will later on in the week and see if that makes any difference. But the actual filters themselves, I think here it's just too bright. But the bright day pack, which I've been using this time, I will definitely be using them. I won't be using them all the time. I still like to fly what I class as normal, so it's just on auto. Like, I always try and keep the sun behind me, but there are times when I'm out sometimes and it's really bright, and I wish when it's really being washed out, and I think, wow, I wish I had my filters. So I would definitely be carrying with me all the time now that bright day pack. That's for definite. The other one probably not so much, but yeah, I will definitely be using the bright day pack a lot more than I normally do. So hope you found that interesting. Now, I'm sorry guys about me explaining about the settings. You're not going to get it from me. If you watch any of my past videos, I never use ND filters, guys, mainly because I don't really understand it. But what I have picked up on is that EV setting. If you can get that EV setting to virtually 0.0, it's pretty good, and it seems to have worked for me. Maybe you guys think it's totally different, but anyway, that's what I like about drone flying. Everybody's got their own opinion. I'm open for that, and if you've got suggestions or comments, please add them below, because it not only just helps me, guys, it helps lots of other people. There's lots of new drone flyers out there, which is amazing. Anyway, fly safe. Hope you enjoyed these types of videos, and I'll catch you on the next one. What a fantastic day.